She shouted from her car window, "You don't own this bridge." And then pressed the gas. The heavy cement truck rumbled forward, shaking the small wooden bridge that crossed the creek to my house. I stood on my porch, fists clenched, watching as the planks bent under the weight. She did it again. And again. Every morning, like it was her personal road. It wasn't. That bridge was mine. Built by my father 20 years ago. Her name was Linda, our HOA president, self-appointed queen of the neighborhood. Ever since she found out I wasn't paying HOA road maintenance fees, she decided to make my life miserable. First, it was the letters. Then, the fake notices. And now, the trucks. Today, she smirked as the cement truck rolled past, spraying dust into my yard. Next time, maybe I'll bring two. She yelled, laughing with the driver. I didn't respond. I just looked at the broken planks under the tires. At the cracks spreading like veins across the old wood. Inside, I could feel that slow burn, rage mixing with patience. Because what she didn't know was, I had already set something up last night. My camera was running, hidden inside the mailbox. Every wheel, every threat, every word, it was all on tape. And I wasn't just some quiet guy with a bridge. I built it. I designed it. I worked with the Army Corps of Engineers before retiring here. So when she yelled, "We'll see who owns this road," and drove away, I just whispered to myself, "Yeah, Linda, we will." She thought she could crush my bridge. But she didn't know she was crossing a line she couldn't come back from. That night, the rain started to fall, slow at first. Then hard enough to drown out the crickets. I sat by the window, watching the muddy water rise beneath the bridge. Every drop made the old wood groan louder. I knew the storm would make the ground soft. Perfect for what was about to happen. Around midnight, headlights cut through the dark. The same cement truck. I saw her red SUV following close behind, like she was escorting it. Who does that? Who follows a 10-ton truck just to prove a point? I stepped outside, keeping my flashlight low. The rain hit my face as I watched them stop at the bridge's edge. The driver leaned out, yelling, "You sure this thing can take it?" Linda shouted back, "It's his problem if it breaks." I almost smiled. Because I knew something she didn't. Earlier that afternoon, I replaced 2 key support bolts with hollow decoys. Just enough to hold until a certain weight hit the center. The bridge looked fine from a distance, but inside, it was ready to teach her a lesson. The truck moved forward, tires hissing in the rain. The first few feet, fine. Then, a crack. A loud one. The kind that echoes through the woods. The truck lurched to the side, one wheel sinking as the middle gave way. Linda screamed, "Stop. Stop," but it was too late. The bridge didn't collapse completely. Just enough for the back wheels to sink and stay stuck. Water splashed up, the truck half tilted, headlights flickering. I walked closer, holding up my phone. The camera light hit her face, pale and furious. "You did this?" she yelled. "No," I said calmly. "You did. I just let gravity handle the rest." The storm eased by morning, but the damage was clear. The cement truck was still wedged in the creek. Like a giant metal animal stuck in mud. Half the bridge was gone, splintered and hanging loose. Linda stood nearby, wrapped in a soaked jacket, pacing and yelling into her phone. "This man sabotaged public property," she barked. "Get the county here. I want him arrested." I walked down the driveway, coffee mug in hand, like it was just another morning. "You might want to hang up, Linda," I said quietly. "Before you embarrass yourself any more." She glared at me. "You think this is funny? You're done in this neighborhood. I'll make sure you pay for that truck." I tilted my head. "Public property, huh? That's what you said." She froze for a second, not sure where I was going. I pulled a folded document from my back pocket, slightly wet, but still readable. "This bridge," I said, tapping the paper, "was built by my father on our land. The county map says so. The HOA boundary ends 50 feet before that creek. Which means..." Her face twisted. "You're lying." I smiled, slow and calm. You can call the county if you want. But maybe start by explaining why you've been trespassing and sending trucks over someone else's property. She stepped back, shaking her head. You set me up. No, I said softly, you set yourself up. I just gave you enough rope to hang your own authority. She didn't say anything for a while. The truck driver, now covered in mud, stared between us, realizing whose side the truth was on. And right then, my phone buzzed. A message. From the county land office. Confirmed, Bridge and Creek area. Registered under your family name since 1998. I showed it to her. Looks like the law's on my side, Linda. She called me a trespasser on my own land, so I let the truth drive right over her fake power. She didn't show up for 2 days after that. The cement truck was pulled out by county workers who refused to speak to her. Word spread fast around the neighborhood about how the mighty HOA president drove heavy trucks across private property. Then got caught on camera doing it. By the end of the week, a county officer came by, not for me, but for her. Trespassing. Property damage. False reporting. They had it all. She stood at the edge of her driveway, red-faced and silent, as they handed her the papers. For once, she didn't have anything to say. I watched from my porch, quiet. I wasn't smiling, but inside, there was peace. The bridge was broken. Sure, but now everyone finally knew the truth about who crossed the line first. A few days later, I started rebuilding. This time, stronger. Steel beams, reinforced sides, something no truck could ever damage again. As I worked, neighbors stopped by. Some offered help. Some just nodded, embarrassed they'd ever believed her. An older man from 2 houses down said, "Heard you used to build bridges for the army. Guess that explains a lot." I chuckled. Yeah. Old habits. By the time the sun set, the new bridge stood firm. The sound of water under it was calm again. I leaned on the railing and looked toward Linda's house. Her HOA president sign was gone from the yard. She'd resigned that morning. And that night, I uploaded the full video, the trucks, her threats, the collapse, to a private link for the county board. No drama, no shouting. Just the truth. The next week, I got a letter from the county. HOA activity in your area has been suspended pending investigation. I folded it, smiled, and looked out at my land. She thought she could own my bridge, I said to myself. But some things can't be stolen. Not land. Not truth. Not peace. I didn't set a trap for her, I built one for her lies. And in the end, she drove right into it.